welcome back to another YouTube video. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so sorry it took me so long to post this video. I've just been really busy with doing things around the house and getting ready for my externship next week, and just a lot of things going on right now. But if you guys do want to listen to me talk about my labor and delivery experience, just stay tuned and keep on watching. Guys, so it all started August 24th, that Friday. I was at home. I did not work that day, and I was kind of relaxed. You know, my body was like, already really aching by then. So I actually went up to go use the bathroom, and I had a really bad sharp pain in my back, and like to the point where I had to like sit down really fast, and I could not feel my legs. Like I was shaking, and I called my mom, and she's like, what's wrong? I was like, I have to pee and I can't feel my legs. And she's like, starts freaking out too, and I start crying and all this stuff. So she helped me go to the restroom, and then she helped me lay back down. And then once we lay back down, we called my doctor and we're like, hey, should we go to the hospital? What's going on? And then they're like, well, if you're not having contractions, then you're okay. And how am I supposed to know what contractions are if this is my first kid? Like, really? So then anyways, I just lay down for a minute to rest. My mom stayed with me that night until I fell asleep. I was drinking water and all this stuff, so just kind of relaxing. The next day it was still hurting, and I did have work that day, so I actually called out. And then I didn't work, and then I went to work that Monday. I think, was it the 27th? I don't remember. Monday, Tuesday, one of those days I actually did go back to work because I had like 2 days off, and I called out one day. Went back to work. My legs felt better, and I had to work at 9 that morning, so I woke up about 8 o'clock. So I was up pretty early already. My normal thing, they don't really, that day I was on a slow register, so I only could scan about 20 items because, pregnant, whatever. So I was fine. Most of the time I was just cleaning, just walking around like my register up and down the aisle, whatever, doing anything, just walking around pretty much. Sat down whenever I wanted to. And then I had my lunch break, and that's about 4 hours after 9, 10, 11, 12, so 1 o'clock. I had my lunch break at 1 o'clock, and I was sitting in the break room eating. I had for lunch, I remember this day, I had got Alfredo pasta, orange Fanta, and my Snicker bar, and I think that was it. And I was eating, one of my co-workers was sitting next to me, and like I had a really bad sharp pain again. I was like, ow. He's like, whoa, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. No, I'm good. My back actually had a really weird sharp pain in my back. So when I got up, I was fine, and maybe about a couple hours later, I got up at 6. It was 9 to 6, and I had an hour lunch, so 8 hours. So I was almost done. It was about 4:45, I want to say, or something like that. I was scanning I was checking out a customer, so scanning groceries, not that many, really few, probably like 5 items. And I felt myself pee. Did I really just pee myself? So I just kind of ignored it, and then I turned off my light, and I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I was like, okay, go ahead. So I went to the bathroom, I did my business, and I was like, this don't really look like pee. So I just kind of ignored it because it stopped. So I went back to work. I waited a little bit more, clean, and then another customer came, and he had about like 20 items or maybe a little bit more. So he had a lot of stuff. So I'm just scanning, and I feel me pee again, and it keeps tinkling and coming and coming. But like, it's not, when people's water breaks, they think of a whole like waterfall. That is not true. It's not. With me, it was honestly just like a tickle, like I just peed myself a little bit. That's exactly what it felt like. And you couldn't see it. It was all over the floor. and all that stuff people think. After that, I turned off the light and I was like, hey, something's wrong. I told my manager that something's wrong. I think my water just broke. And they were both there. So one was like, whoa. So she like looked at me. I'm like, you can't see it. And the other one was like, okay, well, do you have a pad or something you can use? I was like, no. She's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go run to my locker, go get you one. So like, just stay in the bathroom. So I'm in the bathroom just sitting there. She gave me a pad, and then my store manager was like, hey, Michelle, you know, if you need to go home, you can go home. It's all right, you're good here. She's like, and to be honest with you, if you wanna go home and get your clothes, you have time. And I was like, yeah, okay. But you know, with me, this is my first pregnancy, so I'm like freaking out. I'm like, I'm not about to just go home and rest on it. Like, I need to go to the hospital. So one of my good friends, my coworker, she was actually got off work at 5. So I waited till she got off, and she actually drove me to the hospital because I was scared to drive by myself. So she drove me all the way to the hospital. And then I called the baby's dad. I'm like, hey, my water broke. You have to meet me in the hospital. I think my water broke. You need to meet me in the hospital. So he met me at the hospital. And then once that happened, I called my mom. I was like freaking out. She's like, are you okay? You okay? I'm like, Mom, I'm fine. I was like, I'm good. I'm like, I'm just think my water broke or something. She's like, okay. So she comes. I call my best friend. She comes too. So right when I get the baby's dad is already there. So we both check in and we wait in the lobby room. So at this time, you know, I was kind of upset though, because like we had to wait for, like, I get it, like your water breaks, so it's not that big of a deal then and there, you know, like how many centimeters you are and whatnot. But it's like, come on now, like, why are you gonna make pregnant women wait? So it was also me and another girl in there waiting to get a room. So my mom really calls everybody, and when I say everybody, she called every single body on her call list. So like everybody was popping up at the hospital. I was like, I don't even know if this is really like my water breaking. I could have just peed myself and you guys came all over here for no reason. I was like, it's okay, it's all right. So I had my grandma there, I had my grandmas up there, I had my brothers in there, my sister, my best friend, my aunties, my cousins, everyone was there. And I was like, oh my gosh. So then about that time, I'm starving, okay? I am so hungry. I have not ate since like 1 o'clock in the afternoon that day. And by that time, it's about like 7 o'clock. I'm like, I'm hungry. I need to eat. They're like, no, don't you eat. You're gonna poop on yourself. I was like, I'm starving. I'm not about to sit here and watch you guys all eat and let me starve. So yeah, I had a sandwich. It was pretty good. It lasted, I guess. So then and there, they wrap around this band around my stomach to keep the to watch on the baby's heartbeat and stuff, to make sure it's good and whatnot. And they checked it to see what it was, and it was my water did break, but I was only 1.5 centimeters dilated. I had to be 10 centimeters in order to go into labor. So I'm literally just sitting there. I'm not feeling the contractions yet. It was like nothing's happening. So as the day goes on, I had to stay there until my water breaks, obviously, because my water broke. Once your water breaks, they typically don't want you to leave the hospital just because. So I'm sitting there waiting, you know, just laying down. I had my baby's dad, my best friend, and my mom there with me the whole entire time. So, and then after that, just them 3 are there. Everyone else goes home because it's gonna be a while. Obviously, I'm only 1.5 centimeters dilated. So as I am waiting, you know, the contractions start getting stronger and stronger. And only because my water broke and I'm 1.5 centimeters dilated, they had to give me medicines to speed up the process. So once they give me that medicine, I start feeling them more and more. They're stronger and stronger and closer together. And then one thing that made me so mad was that I was hungry again. My baby dad was eating Jack in the Box in front of me. Who does that? That's what I'm saying. So don't ever eat in front of someone who's pregnant who cannot eat. It's just unbelievable. I was so mad, but it was whatever. After that, we just kind of just let it time go by. I couldn't really sit up. I had to sit up a certain way just because it hurt. I bounced on a bouncy ball. I even took a bath. I didn't want to walk because I didn't feel like walking. I was really lazy. I did not want to walk. So I just kept bouncing on the bouncy ball and this and that. And I was so exhausted. By that time, I literally stayed for about like a whole day, 24 hours. So the doctor gave me medicine to help me go to sleep. And once that happened, let me tell you, I got whoop-a-doodle. I got all dizzy. I got all... I don't even know, it was just fun. I just felt so relaxed. And then by that time, the doctor came in, the nurse came in, and she was like, oh, you're 9 centimeters dilated, it's time to push. And I was like, whoa, what?
Whoa, what?
So like everything, I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? So we have these doctors come in. I have my best friend on this side, my best friend fanning me, my mom holding up one leg, nurse holding the other, the doctor in front of me, and my baby's dad in front of next to the doctor. So as like I'm getting ready to push, this is so hard. Like his head feels humongous. It was just unbelievable. And then as I pushed a good 4 times, and I did tear, so I had to get a couple stitches, but it wasn't that bad. And it was just and I had no epidural, no nothing, so I felt every single thing. And it was just the best thing in my whole entire life. You do not understand until you have your own child. Like, it's just like me just giving birth and then me just hearing him cry and seeing him. It's like, wow, I did that all by myself. I mean, obviously didn't make him all by myself, but you know, like I gave birth alone, like all by myself. Like it was just unbelievable experience, you know. So it was the best thing ever. Like I stayed in the hospital for a good 3 days. Well, it was more like 4 days because my water broke on the 27th. He was born the 28th, 5:25 a.m. that morning. I stayed overnight, and then I stayed here on 29th. So I didn't go home about the 30th, and I should have never did that. My back hurts so bad in that stupid bed. That bed killed me. And I did breastfeed, so that will be another story time next time to tell you guys how my experience was with that. But yeah, it was pretty good. They were a little worried because his soft spot on his head was lower than what they expected, because usually when you're preemie it's lower to your forehead. So they're kind of worried because he was only 10 days early, because my due date was September 8th and he was born on August 28th. So he was only 10 days early, and they just thought it was unusual because he was full term. But it's okay now. He's all good now, and just happy he's here and everything went through well. So thank you guys again for watching, and this will be another story time as well. Don't worry about that. He'll get his stitches off tomorrow, but I will tell you guys about that too. So thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye. Say bye. Say bye-bye. See you guys. Bye.